right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. This is the brother lawyer from Great Millstone, Miami. And what I'll be going into in this lesson is this article from theguardian.com entitled Marching Towards Starvation. UN warns of hell on earth if Ukraine war goes on. All right, this is again from theguardian.com. This was posted Friday the 17th, last week of June 2022. Okay. All right. And as is our custom, okay, we link these things with biblical prophecy because we know, all right, that these events taking place on earth, all right, are biblical prophecy unfolding in our face. Okay. This is not a situation of when it happens or when it's going to happen. No, we are here. Okay. All right. This is the time of great tribulation. All right. This is Jacob's trouble is happening. Okay. All right. It's not a when, it's now. Okay. So, hey, let's hop into it. Link it up with some precepts, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. Okay. All right. So, going into the article, all right, it says dozens of countries risk protests, riots, and political violence this year as food prices surge around the world. The head of the food aid branch of the United Nations has warned. Okay. It says, speaking in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, on Thursday, David Beasley, director of the UN World Food Program, WFP, said the world faced frightening shortages that could destabilize countries that depend on wheat exports from Ukraine and Russia. Okay. It says even before the Ukraine crisis, we were facing unprecedented global food crisis because of COVID and fuel price increases, said Beasley. Then we thought it couldn't get any worse, but this war has been devastating. All right. Now, a lot was said right there. Okay, so let's go into some precepts, man. Okay. Second Ezra chapter 15. I'm sorry, chapter 9, because I do got Second Ezra chapter 15 queued up. Okay, Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest shall begin to visit the world which he made. Now, what does it mean to measure the times? All right, basically what that means is that if we look into the scriptures and we look out into the world, okay, and based off the things that are happening in the world in real time, okay, or have happened, all right, we can measure what time in the prophecies we are based off what's happening. Okay, so we'll look at the prophecies. The prophecies talk about, I'm sorry, talk about war, okay, and commotions and famines in the last days. And we look out into the world and we see wars and commotions and famines. We know that we in the last days and that Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come back. Okay, all right, that's why it says that it is the very same time wherein the Most High or the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, so we know that the Lord is visiting the earth in these times. All right, and that he's about to send his son Yahweh Shai to return based off of what we see, the signs that we see taking place in the world. Okay, verse 3, it says, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, okay, which they talked about riots, protests, all right, political violence. Okay, so violence is going to increase as a result of this. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is in the world, that is made in the world, hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. Okay, so when we see these things, these riots, protests, okay, political violence, okay, famine, food shortages, all right, wars, we know we in the end. Okay. All right. This image right here was taken from the Sri Lanka protest. Okay. Because, like it says Sri Lankans bang pans in protest of Colombo at the economic crisis Food, fuel, and medicine have been in short supply for months. All right, so they out there in the streets rioting, man, protesting, man. Like, yo, we need food. Okay, it's in short supply, and what is available is extremely high priced. Okay, all right. Now, I also talked about what frightening shortages. Okay, starvation, right? Well, the word famine. All right, one of the synonyms for the word famine, when you look at the definition, all right, it literally means scarcity and shortage. This is famine from google.com dictionary. Okay, it says extreme scarcity of food, shortage, okay, scarcity, lack. All right, so hey, when they talk about frightening shortages, all right, they basically what they need to be saying is famine. Okay, all right, global famine. That's what's taking place right now. Okay, all right, and they were all the was also speaking about the war in Ukraine. Well, the scripture said that there shall be wars and rumors of wars, man. All right, and through the spirit, this Ukraine conflict, it's not going anywhere. Okay, this is gonna get worse and worse and worse. All right. Matthew 24:6 it says, "And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." Okay, so more wars, okay, more earthquakes, more famines. All right, which the word famine defined, let me see, word famine defined in the Greek. All right.
Strong's G 3042. Lemas. Lemas.
Lamas, and it means scarcity of harvest. Okay, scarcity of food. All right, food in short supply. That's what the caption spoke. All right, that's what the caption says, man. All right, so this is guaranteed to happen. This is not a risk of something happen. No, guaranteed. All right, you know. So I'm gonna pull out a few other parts of this this article and hey, go into some precepts, man. All right. What I want to jump down to right here, it says citing increased prices. I'm sorry, increases in the price of shipping, fertilizer, and fuel as key factors due to C-19 climate crisis and Ukraine war. Beasley said the number of people suffering from chronic hunger, which is starvation, which is famine, had risen from 650 million to 8.10 million in the past 5 years. Okay, right? So what they like to do, one thing I do notice is that they like to blame it on the C-19 and the Ukraine war mostly. Okay, but prior to any of that happening, I found this, which I actually brought this article in a video I did 2 years ago. Okay, um, the UN was already warning of world hunger, which is basically global famine on the rise. Okay, this was back in July 2019. Okay, and they were talking um, about the climate crisis or climate breakdown as a result as to why the agriculture and the farmers, were being affected. Okay, so I'm gonna just read that excerpt from this article. It says climate breakdown is affecting agriculture and the number of farmers has declined. All of this has led to major shifts in the way in which food is produced, distributed, and consumed worldwide, and to new food security, nutrition, and health challenges. Hunger is increasing in countries where economic growth is lagging and there's income inequality. All right. So this was already an issue, okay, because of different weather catastrophes, heat waves, wildfires, hurricanes, tornadoes, hailstorms, extreme cold, flooding. Okay. All right. The crops was already being damaged. Okay. This was already an issue. Okay. But C-19 and more, so what they call climate change, which is again that's the Lord plaguing the earth. I brought that out in the video yesterday, man. They like to use these words like climate change, global warming, climate crisis, okay? But really, it's the Lord plaguing the earth. That's what's going on, okay? All right, and of the Ukraine war, which all of this is from the Lord. All right, it's making things a lot worse, okay? And things are gonna get far, far worse as time goes on. All right, there is no getting better. There's no getting back to normal. There's no, things are gonna work out. Nah, nah. That's not where we at. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. I want to read this last piece of this article. It says it is a very frightening. It says a very, very frightening time, said Beasley. We are facing hell on earth if we do not respond immediately. The best thing we can do now is end that damn war in Russia and Ukraine and get the port open. Okay. All right. So they said hell on earth, and hey, that's what the Lord is bringing. He bringing hell on earth, man. Okay. There's gonna be more death happening in the earth, man. More famines. Okay. Things are not getting better. All right. This was already prophesied by Yahweh Shai and the prophets long ago. Okay. So they put some respect on the Lord's name. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 10. It says, Then he said unto them, the disciples, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. Okay, all right. But she also talks about wars and commotions in verse 9. When you shall hear of wars and commotions, man. Okay, social disorder. All right, insurrections. When you look at it in the NLT. All right, the word for commotions is instability, state of disorder, order, disturbance, confusion. Okay, commotion, tumult. That's uproars, man. Okay, so yeah, this is getting worse. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse. All right. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world: sword, famine, death, and destruction." So we have more tumults, more famines, more lack of food, death, all of that. That's what's going down. Okay. All right. Now, when you go down to verse 14, it says, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand to fight against another, stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, and there shall be sedition amongst men, civil unrest, right? And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power, man. So yeah, political violence. People gonna go up against their government, all right? People gonna be fighting each other for what's left, okay? In the streets, robberies, okay, riots, looting, all of that. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because the powers that be gonna have to find a way to corral the people. So curfews gonna be instituted, okay? Where you can go to get food, that's gonna be limited. All right, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, so because of the lack of bread, it's gonna be more chaos in the earth, man. Okay, Second Ezra chapter 16, um, verse 18. It says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment." Okay, so through the Spirit, I believe these famines, these food shortages are going to lead to war. Okay, the war is getting worse and worse. All right, because one side is going to blame the other for why this is happening. Okay, and they're gonna fight each other for what they believe is the remaining resources of the earth, or what they might say is the remaining resources. Okay, all right, but these are scourges from the Lord, man. All right, for a minute, because this world is become exceeding wicked, like it tells you in Second Ezra the 15th chapter. Okay, now jumping down to verse 22, it says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down." So a lot of people gonna die because of lack of food. Okay, this is not something that's just gonna happen and bounce back. It's not that serious. No, people gonna drop dead because they can't get no food and water. Okay, globally, it says many of them that dwell upon the earth, man. And according to the numbers, the population of the earth is nearing, if not exceeded, 8 billion. Okay, so many of 8 billion. That's a lot. Okay, this is no joke, man. All right, the Revelation chapter 6 verse 5. It says, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the beast say, 'Come and see.' And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice," which balances is a scale, okay, or a yoke. It says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, 'A measure of wheat for a penny, which a penny is a day's pay, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.'" Okay, so for a day's pay, you're gonna need a day's worth of work and pay just to get a measure of wheat and 3 measures of barley. Okay, that's called hyperinflation. Okay, that's called food scarcity. All right, the resources are limited, so they have to raise the prices of what's left to somehow break even. That's not going to work. Okay, which you see, this is followed by um, the fourth horse. Okay, which is death. Okay, all right, which means it's only going to get worse. People going to start dying and dropping dead everywhere. Okay, verse 7, it says, "And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard of the voice of the fourth beast say, 'Come and see.' And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth." Okay, so hey, a large portion of the earth gonna die of hunger, man. Okay, all right, and with the sword, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth, man. So remember the guy said what? A hell on earth situation, man. Okay, we are facing hell on earth. What the Bible prophesies that. Okay, death and hell. Okay, plagues from the Lord are coming upon the earth to kill with the sword, and hunger and death with the beasts of the earth. So that's where we are. Okay, in the prophecies, man. Okay, so yeah, Lord, when this video was edifying, man, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakudash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.